Hi everyone, Diana Rankin here with messages and a prediction or two for this coming week, which is January the 14th to the 20th. Oh gosh, it's kind of going to be a week of upheaval, shall we say. In fact, I think the next couple of weeks we're going to see quite a bit of upheaval in the world. Especially in the U.S. We're going to see the two political parties who are already like this, and they're just going to kind of walk even farther apart from each other. So expect more from that. There's a lot of political unrest in the country today. That is going to manifest itself in shaking in the earth, and that shaking in the earth often ends up as earthquakes. And so I am seeing a couple. There's an earthquake on the Asian continent, but it's in an undeveloped, very low populated area. So I don't think we'll see any major problems there with loss to life. Two of our friends in the Thomas fire area that just had horrendous mudslides here in California. Please know our hearts are with you, our prayers are with you. This is a very difficult thing for you to go through. And as I said that, guess who woke up and came over, and you might hear her tail wagging against a chair or something. Daisy came over to say hello to everybody, and she's sending them all their healing. I'm also seeing the earth shake in the Midwest, or it's being felt in the Midwest. It's like it's coming down from Alaska, and that one seems to be caused by something that man is doing. But I don't know that it's going to cause damage. I don't know that there's loss of life as much as it will be felt, and in places where it normally would not be felt, that we don't think of as being earthquake prone. That said, I don't normally go into the stock market, but I'm going to say something about the stock market here. Expect a fall. It may not be this week, but it's coming. It's inflated, and the political situation will cause it to do this, but it's like propped up, and it's not, there's nothing solid under the prop upping. So it may go up before it falls, but it's like the fall is coming, and I don't know that it's this week, but because I'm getting a sign of that, I would say if you're in the stock market, just watch it carefully and be very, very aware of what's going on. That's going to start in the U.S. and then it is going to go globally. So that's going to hit the whole world there. It's like an earthquake. It's about to erupt. All of this is just about to come up and erupt and overflow. So that's all. It's not that it's starting this week, but it's like the energy is shifting this week and opening up for more of this to take place. We're still going to see those those strange, erratic patterns of weather. That's not going to change. I mean, where I am, it's like springtime outside. It's like in the high 50s, and it's been raining all day, and it's like a spring rain. And just a couple of days ago, it was below zero. So we're having these radical shifts. And tomorrow night, a snowstorm is coming in, rain and then ice and then snow, and we're expecting from anywhere from a few to several inches of snow. So those weather patterns with those major shifts, that's going to continue. I talked about that last week, and I don't see that changing anywhere in the near future. There are two things I want to say about health here. It's time to be cautious about our health. There are two reasons that are taking place right now for illness. One is our human bodies are only as adaptable as our human minds. And so we take on an illness because we're unaware of what's going on in our human minds. We're unaware of our thoughts, and so our bodies expel those thoughts for us, or try to get our attention. Wake up, listen, my body's telling me something. The other reason, and that's one reason, just a lack of awareness of what's going on in your mind. So start listening to your thoughts. What is your body trying to tell you? The body's this marvelous instrument, and it wants to tell us it wants to heal us. The other reason, and this happened with me, this is happening with a lot of those folks who are coming to my year-long workshop. And by the way, if you are interested in the Sacred Path Mystery School 2018, you really need to get a hold of me immediately, because registration will be closing. We actually are meeting our first time on the 21st of this month. So if you want to know more, my websites are below. Pick up the phone and give me a call. Let's talk. I have had some problems with if you use the comment section, I've had some problems with that coming through. So just go ahead and call me, or the email address is there as well. Let me know your thoughts. All right. So I started to tell you that the other reason is if you're going through a major cleansing or a major transformation, a cleansing in preparation for a major transformation, that also can bring on an illness. And it's just the body's way of cleansing and preparing you for that next level, for that next sense of the next adventure you're about to go on. I can remember one time I was just really euphoric, but really I was also very tired, and I got the message that the euphoria will not stay, but the tiredness, we just need you to go rest so we can rewire the brain so you can then experience this euphoria more often. And it was, give me the euphoria anytime. It was well worth being tired to get there. Unfortunately, we don't always listen, and we have to maybe sleep because we don't feel well. So, all of that said, awareness will keep us healthy, and also some illness will come often. Not always, and not to everyone, but it will often come when we're going through those major transformations or preparing to go through. This is a week to really cherish those sweet moments. Someone asked me recently, how do we get through the tragedies of life? How do we get through when we have had a major illness and we're frightened it'll come back? When we've had a life-threatening illness and we may now be in remission, but we're frightened it's coming back? Or how do we deal with the loss of a child or the loss of a loved one? How do we deal with all these human tragedies? How do we deal when we're feeling completely out of control? Which this week, there's a good chance we're going to be feeling out of control, or that we have no control, that we have no control. So how do we deal with all of that? We live in the moment. It may be that we see the flicker of a candle and it just touches us. And so for that moment, we may break through the grief. We may break through the pain. We may break through the heartache and have a moment of peace. And that's how we do it. Moment by moment by moment. Step by step by step. And those sweet moments of peace, those sweet moments of pure love, those are the moments it's not that we hang on to them, but we remember them, we cherish them, and we let them grow. And as we do, we grow. Healing has to take place in the individual. In you and me, the two of us, the three of us, the hundreds of us. we must heal our own wounds, our own lives, in order for the collective to heal. It's the only way the collective heals. It's the only way we create our new world, is for us as individuals to heal. Let's see what Philip has to say. Those of you who come week after week, and I thank you so much for coming. And for those of you who are new, I welcome you and I thank you for joining us. I do thank you for the comments. I do read them. It takes me a little bit longer to get around to responding to them. I promise I will. I've been busy writing the Sacred Path, the mystery school, what we're going to be doing together in that, and along with my clients and some other writing work. I'm working on a book, Joy, the Art of Creating a Happy Life, and The Found Child is about to come out in print form, those of you who have been asking for it. So my schedule's been a little busy. I apologize, but I do promise to get to you, hopefully this weekend. But what this book is, for those of you who are unfamiliar, is it's an oracle book, and each page has its own wisdom on it. And so we think left page or right page, so get ready, and then we just flip through, and kind of like wherever whatever we hear stop, we stop, and then we read that wisdom and see how it pertains to our life this week. So, you ready? Think left page or right page, and a lot of times we read both, but the message is on one of those, a left page or a right page. Here we go. We're going to stop there. I'm hearing right page, but as I said, we'll probably read the left. Okay, here's the right page. A thought endures as long as it exists within your mind. A thought endures as long as it exists within your mind. That's a lot of what we've just been talking about, isn't it? Imagine that. If we have a thought of the beauty, the sheer beauty of something, maybe we see the sun going down or the sun coming up, or the other day when I was walking down the lane, had warmed up. A lot of snow on the a lot of snow on the ground, a lot of snow around. But it had warmed up, and so it had that beautiful mist, that amazing white mist of the snow. It's like a white fog, and the sky was white. And I just looked across the fields, and there's this single tree that my neighbor who owns the fields would not let the farmer who farms the fields cut it down, and he wanted to, and she said no. And there was that one tree in the mist, and then off at the edge of the field behind it, of course, was the tree line that's in front of a little creek there. Oh my gosh, that just swelled my heart. It was so beautiful. And I just stood there for a moment looking at that. And Daisy came up and stood beside me. For those of you who don't know Daisy, go back and look at last week or one of her videos, and you'll get to recognize her. And you may be hearing her tail wag right now. She has been moving between her bed here in my office or coming over and saying, "Aren't I supposed to say hello to everybody?" So we'll see if we can't do that. Anyway, there was this absolutely beautiful white frost, and it was so peaceful. And my heart was just opened to that moment of beauty. And that thought still pleases me right now when we're talking about it. So I have a choice. I can't control a lot of things going on in the world. But I can be in charge of how I react or act. I can be in charge of the moments I remember. So instead of dwelling in, oh gosh, it's snowing, I would rather dwell in, isn't this magnificent? This beautiful white fog. It's gorgeous. Remember, the healing must take place in each of us individually before it can take place collectively. And a thought endures as long as it exists within your mind. I think we'll just stay with that one. Daisy would like to say hello, so I'm going to move the camera and I'm going to let her say hello to you. So excuse the shakiness here for a moment. And we're going to move down to Daisy. There she is. Want to say hello, Daisy? All right. Hello. Hello. Well, my friends, thank you for being with us. We love you. Thank you for finding those sweet moments and living there as much as you can. Until we meet again, from Daisy and me, thank you for receiving our love.